breaking the mentality that keeps us comfortable in our sin. Sure as the Lord lives, some of us sit here and we are comfortable in our practices of sin. Each and every day we wake up knowing that we're going to dive right back into the same mess that we've been diving into. And that's a tough thing, because God has made very clear statements about us living in practices of sin. And so I had a really great illustration I thought was great, but it didn't turn out to be great as I began to process it. The illustration was about a chair. And I was thinking about a man who has a comfortable couch, a comfortable sofa. And he sits in this comfortable sofa and he indulges in all sinful practices that he has. He looks at pornography. He goes and watches television all day. He becomes super obese as he's just sitting there gorging in and being a glutton. And he does all these things. He watches TV. He loses his job. All these things are going wrong. And he wakes up one day and recognizes, I got to do something. Maybe if I break this chair, things will get better. If I break this chair, I'll get up and things will be better. So he gets up, he takes a big sledgehammer, and he smashes the chair, and the wood goes everywhere. He feels real good because he destroyed the object that he felt kept him locked in the scenario. But guess what? The next week he went and bought another one. Problem with us breaking the objects that keep us, we think, trapped in our sin is that you can just go buy another one. If you take a hammer to your phone, how long will it be before you're itching to buy another one to dive into that same sin? If you throw your computer out the window, how long before you feel crazy that, I could have sold that and actually spent the money or done something better before you go and buy a new one to indulge in those practices of sin? See, breaking the mentality that keeps us comfortable in our sin goes beyond breaking the object that you think is causing you to sin. It's more like you need to change the mentality that's causing you to stay in that place. And the Bible gives us clear thoughts on how to do that. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 22 says something very true and very, very heavy. It's a heavy statement for us. It says in verse 22, they prove the truth of this proverb. A dog returns to its vomit. And another says a washed pig returns to the mud. How many of you all in this room have went back to your own vomit? Your practices of sin over and over and over again. You throw up, then you go repent, you turn, you begin to live the way that God has called. Remember, saved by grace, so God has already saved you, but you're practicing lawlessness. And now you don't even know if you're standing with God or not because you keep returning to your vomit. Now, I don't want to give you an illustration of vomit. Y'all know what vomit is. We keep returning to that. We speak to God through our actions that we're not really wanting to live the way that God has commanded us and called us to live. And we should joyfully live the way that God has commanded us. He saved our souls. That's the deepest thing, is that God has saved you from deep within. So here's my argument today. Here's my argument. Consider. Okay, if you're searching for fresh tools and instruction to deepen your relationship with God, this is definitely the channel for you. So make sure you subscribe and click the notifications bell for all of our videos. I want to thank you in advance for your subscription and look forward to having some good time and communication with you. Have a good one.